Hi guys, today we're going to make a coconut tree. Let's start by combining 6 pieces of number 18 wire. Tape them all together using a floral tape just up until the middle part of the wire. And then using a pliers, open them up like a flower. And then put a floral tape on each of the wire too. This way we can make sure that the fondant will not slip. When you are done, just set it aside. We can now start on the trunk of the tree. Roll a brown fondant just like this. And then use an extra wire to loosen up the fondant. Put some edible glue on the wire of the trunk. This way our fondant will not slip. Push it gently inside the wire, but it's okay if it's a little bit deformed, we can fix it later on. Roll the fondant with the palm of your hand and on the board as well if you have to. If the fondant keeps slipping, you can add more edible glue. Now there will be a little bit of excess fondant. Use your fingers and squeeze on the side and cut it using a small scissor. Try to close the holes if there are any and smoothen it up using your hands. Cut excess fondant to your desired height. And then use a fondant tool to make a texture. You can make this as random as you can. After all the trees are different from each other. And then gently bend the trunk. This is completely optional, but I think it looks better like this. And then just open the wires again. Try to fix some deformities if there are any, and then set it aside while we create the leaves. Flatten the green fondant and cut 6 pieces of this shape. You don't have to make sure that they are the same size because after all, leaves have different sizes. Making random sizes will make this tree more realistic. Use a rolling pin to roll the leaves to make it thinner and make the sides a lot more thinner. It should look something like this. And then use a fondant tool to create the lines of the leaves. And as always, make it as random as possible. And then cut a little bit of triangle on both sides. This is just for additional design. And then mark the other side as well. Sometimes this side doesn't really need to be marked because it's hidden anyway. But I feel like each and every detail is important, and also the customer will thank you for it. Cut a long strand to cover up the wire, and cut the tip like this so that it will mimic the leaf. Position the wire of how you want it to look like, because once you put the leaf, you won't be able to change it later on. Place it above the wire like this so you can measure where to cut the wire. Put a little bit of edible glue and then combine them together. After that, put the strip underneath to cover up the wire. Do it gently and cut the excess fondant. It should look something like this. This way it will look a lot cleaner. After this, set it aside and you just have to repeat the same process 5 more times, or depending on how many leaves you have. I'm just going to speed it up a little bit and I'll come back when it's done. It's looking good. Just make sure that to fix all deformities or imperfections if you have any. After that, we will now create a coconut fruit. This will be just a simple round fondant. I'll be creating 4, but you can have as much as you can. This is also good as it is if you want to stop here, but I still would like to make it a little bit more realistic. I'm going to add some more colors to it using a dark green edible paint. I'm just going to add it like this, so there will be a little bit more depth. I think this looks so much better. This looks a little bit more real, but the other one you can also use it. It depends really on the concept that you're doing. And of course, let's not forget the trunk. We have to put some texture on it too. Make it as random as possible. And that's how we make a coconut tree. If you like our video tutorial for today, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.